Well, let's talk, if we could. This is, you can tell I'm so interested. Let's talk about inclusion.
Yes,
because
sir.
one of the things that, my viewpoint, no matter if you're the Blue Wahoos, as you know what we've done there with inclusion,
Right.
making our construction projects, we bring in inclusion. We're a private builder, private investor, yet in order to build with our projects, the people have to show they have an inclusion plan, which means legally 80% of their workforce has to live in Escambia County.
Awesome.
Because we think that's important.
Right.
And what happens, they do sometimes, they say, well, we don't know if we can get the labor. But then when you force it to happen, then they say, there's a lot of talent in this community.
Right.
Tell us, I'm a little looking at and we actually took, our inclusion plan came from cities, came from Baltimore, came from Pittsburgh. What about some of the federal contracting here and the government contracting and hitting that idea of inclusion, giving local people an opportunity?
Well, first, Quint, let me say, I'm a recipient, and my community is a recipient of you believing that inclusion is important. Inclusion and diversity. Simply when I was in college, we had a diversity program said the more you know, the more you grow. And so it's very important to have different people from different cultures, from different walks of life to be included in the mission of the overall community. And so I think that we've done a poor job at the city and the county of making sure that we have inclusion and diversity in our procurement, our supply chain, and contracting. Unfortunately, it's less than 1% of procurement and contracts that went to minorities.
When you have a county that's almost 34 or 35%, and what's you have a dropout rate, you have all these things that
48%
feed into
dropout rate. For an example, and I think that some people don't understand it, and people when they think that when you talk about inclusion and diversity that you're talking about one race. When I say inclusion and diversity, I mean everybody: women, right. Hispanics, Asians, and so when we're going for the county administrator that you mentioned earlier, that I thought it was very important that we bring people from different perspectives and different backgrounds.
But the finalists did not match that tapestry.
Absolutely, it did not, and which is disappointing to me when you have about 47 applicants, and of those 47, the consulting group would simply say that 15 of these people are qualified or highly qualified, and then we would have a group to not select any minorities, whether it be women or whether it be
right.
Hispanic or whether it be African American. And it shows that many people have a narrow vision of what this community can be, because there are only so many people here. And if we're going to grow this community, we're probably going to have to grow this community with people that don't look, act
Quite exactly
like
like
me.
we do.
Absolutely.
See, from your lips to God's ear. Or to your fellow commissioners' ears, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I'll reserve any political.
All right.